Our next speaker is working from Toastmaster International's The Leadership Excellence Series. And it's a set of presentations addressing the subject of leadership. Members will learn about the skills that they need to be successful leaders inside and outside of Toastmasters. Goal setting and planning discusses the process leaders use to set goals and develop plans to achieve those goals. Today we're at the beginning of a 6-month period that brings the club to the conclusion of its 10th year. In addition, the official Toastmaster year will complete in 6 months, June 30th, 2013. It's the perfect time to set your personal goals. The purpose of today's presentation is to help you identify and focus on your personal goals in this club. We know from experience that achieving your goals inside the club translates to helping you reach your career and personal goals outside the club. Not only will we focus on identifying your 6-month goals, we will begin to identify the action steps that will guarantee your success. Since the club is reaching for 10 for 10, achieving President's distinguished 10 out of 10 years, Tony delighted in the idea that we all identify the 10 personal goals that we want to achieve in the next 6 months. We know this Toastmaster has a lot of experience in setting and achieving goals. She has served as president of Central Florida Facilitators 3 times and is our current president. In addition, she has served as VPE, VP membership, and secretary numerous times. She has been chairperson of our banquets and our speech contests. She has won numerous awards in the club for her participation and performance. Finally, she has proven she can work the TI program, having achieved the Distinguished Toastmasters designation. To present goal setting and planning, your personal 10 for 10, please welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Toni Gittles.
Happy New Year. What a great time to set your personal goals. And you know what? The secret of success is so simple. Find a goal, create a plan. Say it with me. Find a goal, create a plan. Okay, let's get to work. You know, as club officers, we have our goals, and it was mentioned in the introduction. We're working toward President's Distinguished Award. And we have a plan, and we're working it. And we've done that every term, and that's how we've achieved that goal. Because we've been in communication, we've utilized our leadership skills, and we know what the prize looks like. It's not really about the prize, although that's the fun part. It's about working the program. And I think you all know nobody comes here to achieve their Competent Communicator Award. No, they come here because there's a reason that they feel Toastmasters can help them be more effective in their everyday life. It could be personal goals, it could be their career goals, but there's something in this program for everyone, no matter what your goals are. My introduction, I discussed setting goals inside the club, because we're using Toastmasters to achieve what you want to achieve outside the club. And we do know this works, and I just have a couple of really beautiful examples that I thought I'd share with you. Some of you were here and know about these, and some of you may not. One of our members, Jameson Schnetzler, came because he was passed over for a promotion, and he thought Toastmasters would be a wonderful way to improve his communication and leadership skills. He also found that he learned how to listen, and that he became a more valuable member in his office meetings. Now there's a good skill, learning to listen. We all can use a little bit of that. Now, you don't see Jameson because he finally got that promotion and he's out of town on Wednesday nights. My favorite story, and there are quite a few of them, is one about Tim Chastain. Tim went through some very devastating illnesses. He really was knocked off his feet. He was very ill for, I know it was over a year, it could have been even longer than that. And he lost a lot of basic functioning that we take for granted. And those of you that know Tim, he was a co-founder. He came in a very effective speaker and communicator, and he lost the ability to be an effective communicator. But he sent me an email, and I said, when he finally came back to Toastmasters, and I asked him, how has this 6 months been for you? He sent me an email. And he said, my primary purpose was for therapy, to overcome the negative impacts of my illness and treatment. Before that, I essentially only left home for doctor visits. I needed a safe and non-judgmental environment in order to return to a more normal life. The last 6 months have continued to benefit me in numerous ways. Here's what he said, and these aren't often reasons people come to Toastmasters, but it gives you something to think about. He achieved improved clarity and organization of his thought process from what he says was a state of mental confusion. You know, and in fact, Toastmasters helps you get organized, helps you organize your thoughts. It does it through impromptu speaking as well as preparation of your speeches. He said it improved his deteriorated writing and memorization skills. Well, we all know that I'm still working on my memorization skills, but it's only been 9 years, so that'll be one of my goals for this year. He also said he tested and improved his physical endurance. The illness that he went through was very taxing to his physical body, and he did not have a lot of energy. But through coming here and committing week after week to the hour-and-a-half meeting, to getting up and giving a speech every now and then, to performing table topics, his endurance improved. Also, it developed his ability to mix socially with friends and strangers. Sometimes we don't think about how important that is, but even at work, you may not know everybody that works in your company. It may be very large. Social skills are very important. And he also said it helped me recapture a portion of my ability to deliver quality speeches and evaluations, and also the ability to contribute something of value. I know one of the things that most important to me is that I feel like I need to contribute. I need to give back because I've had a lot of successes in my life. And I know how to help people achieve success or to achieve the effective public speaking skills and leadership skills that they want. But that was Tim's comment, and I was so moved by it, I started crying when I read it because I had no idea what he was really going through, yet I saw him come to the meetings week after week. So he had some pretty lofty goals. It's up to you to determine your own goals, what you want to achieve, but I want you to know this is a powerful place to come to every Wednesday night. If you're ever tired and you don't feel like it, you get your butt here anyway, because there is value you don't even know that you're going to get. You don't know how it's going to happen, who's going to provide the value for you, or what you're going to be able to contribute that will help other people. So let's get back to our program. There's 2 words you need to know. One of them's not ocular, but we'll get back to that later. You have a handout in front of you. You have 2 handouts. One is basically the script, an outline of the script that we're going to talk about so that you don't have to take notes. And you have the elements of how to set goals and how to plan. And there's a little bit of redundancy there, but if you're with me on the first page, definitions, we have goal and plan. So goal is a specific objective that you, or if we're talking about the officer group or a team of people at work, that you want to achieve. It's not enough, and I think, Lynn, you said this in your thought for the day, it's not enough just to have a goal. I mean, it's good to write it down and put it in a little blue book with flowers on it and put it under your pillow at night, and maybe it'll come true. But what you need is the plan, the actual actions, the blueprint or the action steps that will help you achieve the goal that you want. The characteristics, and they're right in front of you again, is to be specific, clearly state what must happen, have it be measurable, there are results that can be validated. For example, Jonathan, how many speech awards did you get last time? That's pretty measurable. Okay, and I don't know if that was a goal, but congratulations anyway. Maybe somebody else will have that goal. Beat Jonathan, get 5 awards for best speaker. Action-oriented, it begins with the word to followed by a verb. Now this one I have a little trouble with because I've been in a couple different programs. It says be realistic. And for most of us, if we set our goals too high, it may be detrimental to us. We may not be motivated. It's like, oh, I don't know why I set that goal so high, and we won't reset it, we'll just give up. So the idea is, it's up to you. Be realistic, have it be challenging yet practical. Now I took a whole year leadership program where we set quarterly projects, and the whole point of it was to pick something we didn't think we could accomplish, and then go after it, create a plan and go after it. And if we achieved our goal, fine, but it was all in learning. Remember our celebration a month thinking out of the box, stepping out of the box, and creating something you don't think is possible. So that taught me a lot, to not be afraid to set a goal that perhaps was, in my mind, impossible or unreachable. But it's up to you. I know goals used to scare me. It's like, I don't want to write this down. Oh, what if I don't make it? What if I don't lose weight again? You know, that whole thing. There's so much emotion that's tied up into that. Well, the final thing, and this is really important, is that it's time-bounded. So there's a completion date. And when we're talking about 6 months goals now, you may want to break them down into monthly targets, or every 2 months, or every week, you know, and then break that down into weekly goals. So the whole idea is you take something big, and it could be, well, completing 10 speeches in the basic communication manual. To me, I couldn't think about 10 speeches when I was a new Toastmaster. It was like, let's do one at a time, and we'll do one a month, and I will get to the end. And that was how I could manage it. But that is up to you, but we're working in a 6-month period. So here's an example of how putting all of those characteristics together into a statement is an example of what they're talking about in goal setting. So my goal is to complete 3 speeches in the basic manual by June 30th, 2013. Now, if I get there, I can keep going. If I'm starting to follow the plan that I create, and I find I'm moving faster, then I just reset the goal. But it's doable, and particularly if you're regularly attending meetings. Now, a lot of you are working in advanced manuals, and there's so many of them. I know Gail and I got sidetracked, and we're working in about 8 different manuals at the same time. So we're never going to complete one of them unless we start to focus. So Gail and I are starting to focus. And actually, I only have 2 more speeches to complete to get another award. But I've got to work in those manuals, focus, and get it done. So, I'm assuming this is an intelligent group of people that you've all set goals before. Anybody set a goal before? Okay. Anybody set a goal and reach it? Anybody set a goal and not reach it? Which was better? Okay, felt a little better to get there. But did you have some pride and wasn't there some power in setting the goal to begin with? Well, you've got to lose the emotion, folks. Just set the goal. We don't care if you get there or not, but we are here to support you in reaching the goal. Think of it this way. Maybe you need to change your thinking. Goals allow, according to Brian Tracy, who's an author and motivational speaker, goals allow you to control the direction of change in your favor. That makes me a little more interested in setting some goals. I'll read it again. Goals allow you to control the direction of change in your favor. Now, implementing goals, we're at that section. In this program, they're talking about you have a team of people and delegating and that kind of thing. But I noticed as an individual, and in this program that I participated in, we have a team of people. When I'm taking care of my mother, I have a nurse on staff, I have different doctors that we go to, I have friends that can help me out, I have a team of people. So it doesn't matter what your goal is. You know, the idea is to create some kind of team, and that will help you. And if you can help them involve them in setting goals, that's even better. Write each goal down. If it's not written down, you'll forget about it, you'll forget exactly how you set it, you'll forget the deadline. And then the real planning comes into considering what you must do to achieve it, and then reviewing your progress towards your goal. And a lot of people, again, think, oh, I have to stay on track, I have to do it perfect, I have to do it this way. Well, you have to give that up. Because it's not about being perfect, and it's not about reaching the goal the perfect way you thought you were going to do it. It's about getting to the goal however you need to get there. The goal planning handout, the second page that I gave you is front and back. And these are some ideas about what we do here in Toastmasters and how you can participate. A friend of mine that was part of the National Speakers Association said participation helped her be successful. So we're training in communication and leadership, but as you can see, Toastmaster has roles. Toastmaster invites you to speak, Toastmaster invites you to lead. That's participation. And I know a lot of people think, well, I don't know what my goal should be. But you don't have an excuse anymore, people, because I don't know how many goals I came up with, but there's a lot here. And some are pretty simple ones, like just committing to our Sergeant of Arms to help set up the tables and return the room back to normal. You could be a greeter. Or you could achieve your DTM before June 2013, as one of Jessica's goals. So it doesn't matter what your goals are, but I really think that this was a cool idea. Pick 10, pick 20, and review them often. Now I know people say pick 3, and if you manage them well, you'll get there. So you need to prioritize them. But I don't want you to forget that you can participate in so many ways. And you need to list the steps. There's a lot of steps to getting to Distinguished Toastmaster. There's actually a lot of steps to completing your basic communication manual. The timetable is important. If you have team members, it could be a coach, a mentor, somebody helping you understand what the project is about, somebody listening to your speech before you present it in the club. There's when you actually break it down, and you wonder why you don't wonder anymore why you run out of time when you're preparing your speech Tuesday night, because there's a lot to do. And if you plan ahead, you don't get stressed out, you don't get frustrated, and you do a more effective job. Also, you might anticipate obstacles, and as we said before, you want to modify the plan. It is needed, and that's all up to you. So I'd like you to spend a minute or two to look at this sheet, front and back, doesn't matter which is the front and which is the back. And the ones that speak to you, and you know you can easily accomplish, go ahead and just check them off and say, oh yeah, I'll be a greeter. I'll help Pat, the Sergeant at Arms. I'll set a goal to be an free speech day at Toastmaster. I'll complete an award, and our Vice President of Education, Lynn, will be talking to you about your awards and making sure that you're participating in fulfilling our club plan. What about talking to each other in between meetings? We don't do that enough. We have valuable resources here, and these are the people that are not only able to help you achieve your goals in the club, but they're able to help you achieve the goals every day of the week. So careful goal setting and planning, that's it, the keys to success. Good luck, I'm here. If you need any help, give me a call, give Lynn a call. Go for your 10 for 10. Madam Toastmaster.